Lucky Domino. So I'm going to tell you all about Dynamax battles and particles and stuff today. It's complicated. Let's get started. All right, so I'm sitting outside this Belgium battle because I'm going to go do it after I tell you some stuff about the particles. All right, I don't really know what they were in the other games. You can go figure that out. I guess the Pokemon get really big, whatever it is. They've actually rolled this out after maybe beta testing it. It's been a lot less glitchy than other stuff that they've done. Now, you can go over here on your ribbon and you can see how far along you are to collecting your 300 particles from walking. Every 2 kilometers you walk, you can collect another 300, as long as you have not collected more than 800 particles that day. And if you're, as you can see, if you click on how many particles you have, it tells you how far along you are to that. That is not a hard limit. If I have collected 780 particles, I can still collect my 300 from walking and hold 1080 particles. Now, I can't really hold much more. Here, I have 650. You can go and dump particles into Dynamax Pokemon. Now, on this account, I have a hundo because this is my alt. And you can unlock things, and it's very expensive. So I'm not going to do it right this second because I need to go do that battle. But you see, it costs 400 particles. That's for level 1. I'm not sure. I think if you've won something in a battle or it's been in a battle, it automatically unlocks this first level because pretty much all of the ones I have now already have this level 1 unlocked. And I've never used this in a battle, but I got it from the battle, obviously. Anyhow, so you can see level 2, it costs 600. I'm guessing level 3 costs 800. It also takes a lot of candy, as you see. Level 1 costs, 70? Now, Max Strike is, once it has Dynamaxed, you hit it with the charged move. Max Guard is, everybody takes less damage. Max Spirit is you, as it says, heal user and allied Pokemon, which is everybody in the battle. You actually get some HP back. Most of the time, we've only seen 3-star Dynamax battles. These Beldum are pretty hard, actually. I had difficulty soloing it on this account. I had to evolve Charizard, even though it wasn't, even though I did not ETM it, but I had to evolve Charizard. I had to evolve a Greedent. It was embarrassing, and try several times because I had already finished it on my other account. So I had to do it all by myself. I was not happy. But most of the time you want to go on the offensive and just Max Strike is what I've found. Okay, so you can only use Dynamax Pokemon in Dynamax battles. I have seen stuff where people said you can just use one. That is nonsense. It will only give you the option to choose Dynamax Pokemon. I don't know if they're going to change that later. I'm telling you what I have seen. So the reason I have some labeled as trash is because whatever you battled with, the 3 that you battled with, you get to leave one at the spot to help other people in their battles. But you can only choose from what you battled with. If you battled with 3 good ones, you are going to have to leave one of those. So it's better if you have some trash in your party to leave, because as they sit at that spot, and you can call them back anytime, you can recall them as they call it. As they sit at that spot, they will collect candy. Now, when they've come back to me, it will say Charmander collected 0 candy and 0 XL. I have not yet, I don't think, had any of them bring me back an XL, but since it says that, there seems to be the possibility for XL. Most of them will tell me Squovit brought back 5 candy. So I don't know what it has to do to bring back XL, but if you've left something there for like 3 hours, last night I did some battles at 8:30 p.m. they brought back 0 candy. The ones that were there for 2 days, I think they brought back 5 candy. The other ones, I think, brought back 2 candy if they were there for 1 day, something like that. This Dynamaxing takes a lot of candy, so plus it helps other people in their battles. As you can see, I have a lot of trash. I'm trading them to myself first, and then I'm calling them trash. We will be having, what's it called, Grookey and Sobble and that other one, Scorbunny, in the Dynamax raid soon. So I guess it'll be good to have some of this starter trash to fight with it, to fight with them. Okay. The 1-star battles, which is the starters, are really easy. The starters plus Wooloo plus Squovit, they are super easy. You can do them in 1 second. You will see in the raid in a second that these 3-star battles, you'll see a Dynamax. That's this thing, this symbol up here. You'll see that pop up over your Pokemon or near your Pokemon. If you've got an Android phone, you just tap that button. If you've got an iPhone, I know that this stuff has been popping up on Reddit and in different videos, and they say drag the Pokemon into it. I don't know why it's different for the different phones. If you've got an iPhone, you drag your Pokemon into the button. Maybe you can tap the button too. I don't know. That seems really dumb to me to have to drag the Pokemon into it while you're trying to battle. But it is different for the different phones. I tried to drag my Pokemon into it. Didn't do anything. I wasted time and effort. Android people, just tap the button. iPhone, I guess you have to drag your Pokemon in it. Clearly, I'm an Android girl, so that seems smarter to me. Anyway, but there is a difference. So you want to deal with the button. I have experimented with tapping the button and tapping the charged move button. It doesn't really seem to matter, but then it's a 3-star raid. It's not that hard. And plus I have 2 accounts, so it's not that bad. What else? Okay. So since it is every stop you click on, so if you touch the stop, there should be particles here. I have not interacted with this stop ever, I don't think. But you should see particles. Yeah, you see these little pink particles floating around it. So when you walk up to it, if you touch it at all, you will get those particles unless you're capped for the day. If you interact with it at all, you will get those particles. Sometimes you don't want to, because if you think about it, it's pretty easy to hit 2 kilometers if you're driving around and you got Adventure Sync on. Like, I'm always driving around to go to work. If you're walking around, if you walk in your neighborhood a little bit, it's pretty easy to hit 2 kilometers. And then you're capped for the day. So you probably started the day with a 300. So it actually works out with the math. It works out better to collect your 300, tap 4 spots, and then collect 300 at the end of the day. You'll get like 1,000 to 1080, 4 or 5 spots, depending on if you've touched every spot in your neighborhood every single day. So it's all 100 per spot. But you'll get 1,000 to 1080, something like that, instead of touching spots because of the cap. Because you can go over the cap if you get right under it, like I was saying, if you get up to 760, 780, and then collect another 300. So you want to game what you're doing with that. You want to get as close as you can, and that's why it's good to check how close you are, right? So I can go touch 2 more new spots. I can get 240 more, right? I can go touch 2 more new spots and get 240 more, and then leave it there and not touch anything else. And I know I've touched 2 spots today, so that's good. I'll touch 2 more spots, and then I will collect my walking. So there are 2 spots here. So that's probably what I'm going to do unless I see a Beldoom, which I probably won't even have enough energy to do. But anyway, so with the math, you want to get as close as you can to 800 without going over, and then leave every single spot alone until you've collected another 300, and then you can touch whatever you want. because you will not have collected particles from it unless you battle with it. I think it will count as a new spot for you. But so 1-star Dynamax battles cost $250. 3-star cost $400. It will not, it won't let you see, but they cost $400. So you really have to you really have to do the math and the optimization on this. Whereas you can see I have $650, and then I'll go touch these and I'll have, what is that? $890, and then I'll spend $400 for the battle, so I'll have $490 left. So yeah, I could do one more battle, and so it gets really complicated. And that's why it's good that you can go and see what can I collect? Okay, right. I didn't know that for the first several days. And you've got to keep track of what you were touching and stop touching spots. And think about, did I want to battle something? Because it doesn't matter whether you want to collect the particles or not. If you touch that stop to battle, it counts. And then if you went over 800 because you touched a 5th stop, too bad. You're done collecting for the day. That 300 you got from walking, you're going to collect it tomorrow. Too bad. Okay. So it resets at 5 a.m. It does not reset at midnight like everything else. Don't ask me why that is. I don't know why it doesn't reset at 6 a.m. with all the battles either. But yeah, it's 5 a.m. because I've been up at 5 a.m. and that is when it happens. You do not need to go Dynamax your Pokemon before you battle. So you see there's this button. You can do it. You don't have to. It does not matter. The fast move is the most important because you can hammer the Pokemon. As you can see, I have double moved some of these. I should probably put that up there. But the fast move is the most important because that is what it's doing all the time. If you don't have the fast move on there, I can tell you from the Beldoom battles, it makes a really big difference because it is just not doing enough damage. It's just not doing enough. And that's part of why I had to try several times to beat the Beldoom, and it was really, I was very disappointed in myself. The nice thing is you can say ready, even if you're all by yourself. It's 15 seconds no matter what, and there's a 3, 2, 1. So you expect like 20 seconds because you know the animation is slow, but expect 20 seconds, but you can say ready right away, all by yourself. At first, they had a little bit of trouble recognizing that 2 people were in the same battle, and they did take my particles for losing, but I have confirmed several times now that if you lose, you do not lose the particles as long as you keep trying the same battle. And if you see, right, you can see the counter counting down the time. You have all day until 9 p.m. to beat this Beldoom. You can keep trying as much as you want with your same 400 particles, even if you die completely. So on the first day, I died completely. It took my particles. I couldn't even try again. But that has not happened again. So as long as you try the same raid, you're okay. So I'm going to pause and I'm going to go fight this thing. Okay, so we're going to fight this Beldoom now. I took time off to, you don't have to do this, but it's nice to make sure you get those particles. So we are going to make sure that we have some trash in here to leave. That Charmander is trash, but just to be sure. Oh, that's my only trash over there. Let me pick the lowest one. Okay. And now I'm ready. So, like I said, it takes a while. So it counts down from 15, and then you'll see it goes 3, 2, 1, as though you didn't just spend 15 seconds counting down. They really love to make us wait. Okay. If I hadn't been starting with Charizard, I would have switched over to Charizard anyhow. There's no lag on switching. You switch as much as you want. If you're trying to solo this, what I found was start with Gredent or Squovit. You probably need Gredent. See this button? So you tap the button, okay? Because as you see at the top, it's charging up the Dynamax meter. Because you want to use the Dynamax, you want to hit it with the Dynamax because it's much more powerful. But anyway, if you're soloing, it's good to start with Squovit or Gredent or whatever and charge up that meter, something that does a lot of fast charges. Then you can, and then you can switch to Charizard right before the Dynamax, so you can hit it with those. You can hit it with. You see how much I destroyed it. So now it's really fast. It is not liking this. Right. So I could have, if I wanted to, I could have used a different max move. I could have done max guard and then max, Spirit, but I just wanted to finish this battle quickly. There are, of course, two of me with 2 Charizards that I powered up because when I was trying to solo, I had to power up the 1 Charizard. So, but yeah, if you wanted to, you could start with Gredent. As soon as you're about to Dynamax, switch over to Charizard so you can hit it really hard with a lot of fire. When I finally did that and had powered up the Charizard, I was fine. That really sucked though. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this Charizard so you see, you leave it there. I mean, you do you if you have a lot of coins, but under no circumstances do I think you should spend 200 coins to buy any other garbage. That's ridiculous. It is very, very hard to throw well for this. The curves don't seem to work properly. Try your best. This is not a good one. This is pretty crappy. I think the hundo was $5.52 last night. But that's good. I'll trade it to myself. Oh. Well, and I got almost hundo in my other one. Good. All right. So that is what I know about Dynamax. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have questions. I've been doing a lot of these battles, so yeah, super fun. But at least it's not glitchy. We do have that to be thankful for.